4, 3,
Two.
2, 1.
Meh.
Goats. That's the theme of our podcast today. As we
Goat
open our
Simulator.
doors. Yes, as we open our doors to everybody here once again, welcome
Did you
back to
bring
Apartment
grass?
14. No, I did not bring grass. Wait,
It's
what kind of grass?
unfortunate.
What kind of grass are you talking about?
Oh, you know what kind I'm talking about.
The stuff that's legal in Canada.
It's legal here too.
Oh, okay.
It's legal in some states, and here in Texas, it's not.
Oh, what? Wait, y'all need to chill.
No, Texas is very conservative.
Literally.
Texas is conservative.
It's very conservative. Yes, it is.
It's okay. I like how there's an open spot on the far right, and you
Meanwhile,
have it behind anima.
meanwhile, on the left side,
Had to get-
Cali is the whole opposite.
Oh, actually, we squad up, you know? I slid on somebody, and he's behind me like, yeah.
Why am I
This is
sideways?
weird multiverses. I'm playing fucking Harley Quinn.
Why is Anya still sideways?
Because you're perfect.
Okay.
You're perfect there. I mean, she's the kind of person who would be in like an odd position anyway. So
Yo,
She's
the way
supposed
that
to be
her
pointing to
hand
the
is
screen.
positioned, right, it makes it look like she's shooting off a finger gun.
You know, she's supposed to be pointing at the screen, the middle of the screen. What the heck?
Like, look at that sun. It's red.
Yeah.
Ish.
Jeez, man.
It is what it is, my man.
I mean, it's better than where you were before.
Upside down? I don't know. It's pretty fun upside down, you know.
Oh, so you're
It keeps me awake.
so-
Yeah, it
so-
keeps.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So you're saying you want to be upside down.
Yeah, might as well.
I mean, we could do
Upside
that if you want. Just
Nah.
Oh,
Anyway, welcome back to Apartment A14. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new guest on our show. We already have our, I guess, unofficial fifth member, Last Order. He's back again once more, and
Yeah, they brought me back after kicking me out to the curb.
I mean, you had to go through a growth period. We wanted your character to evolve. We knew you could do it.
My avatars was just too much for you to handle.
Well, I mean, I've heard that forced character development is very effective.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
True
See, it was all for you.
True that.
It was all for you. But would you like to introduce yourself, Calcor?
No.
All right. Well, hello, Calcor.
Hi, I'm Calcor. I've been a fan and friend of Sync for a few years now.
Man,
I kind of I was a fan first, friend second, still am.
that's
he's his only
disgusting.
fan.
That's disgusting.
Haha.
Yeah, I found Sync back when he made, like 2 tank guides.
Oh yeah.
So,
And especially in the days when he used to make lore videos. Oh, those were the days,
Oh,
I
right?
know,
were
right?
the
Those were the
days.
days.
Those were good times. Good times.
When he would pan in and then to the right and then up. Man.
Good times, I tell you. Good times. Those were some good days. Yes. Man. Don't worry. I found out what was going on with my channel. A lot of unlisted stuff, and I don't know how it came to be that way, but
Ooh.
yeah, so I was just chilling, after your stream, I was watching a, dangerously funny video, and I just see, my experience of the WoW, spoiler-free version. I'm just like, what?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I had to put up a notice for everybody saying, like, hey, so a bunch of things were unlisted, but I'm only putting up the good videos that I like back up. So I'm going to expect a bunch of people unsubscribe, and I'm going to get back to work repairing that.
Wait, but why though?
People do not like to see spam on their feed.
It's true.
Wait,
Oh, it's
I'm
true.
Confused.
Huh?
I'm confused. What do you mean by spam?
So when you publicize or change the visual of your videos, it literally goes onto a person's feed saying that they just it just happened to be uploaded that day on their subscription feed. So I had to do it for a bunch of videos. So it's going to spam a lot of people's feeds.
But why are you doing it?
because it was all unlisted by mistake.
How did it all get unlisted by mistake?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why don't you know?
Well, if I knew, I'd tell you.
Well, why don't you tell
You know
him?
what? The irony of that is that you wouldn't.
Why wouldn't I tell you if you're asking me the question now?
I mean, before the question gets asked, you wouldn't say anything.
That's
But-
true.
But I
You
brought.
would just
Doesn't-
you would just suffer in private.
But I.
So anyway, if you want to see a bunch
What?
of Syncweaver videos come up at once, subscribe to him now, and you'll get content for like the next 6 weeks.
Peanut.
Hmm.
Will
I
it be
love
new
for
content?
the next
No, it's
weeks.
old content. You're gonna have to suffer for it, brother.
Yes. Unsubscribe now. Save your notification list.
Let's reach 5,000 subs. We're going for 5,000 from 10,000 subs.
Wait,
We
wait.
can do it.
Do it now. Push for that content.
Wow.
We're going five
Wow.
to 5,000.
Man,
I'm ready to suffer.
I thought I was mean.
No,
Your suffering will be legendary.
Yeah.
While you're at it,
Might
just
as well.
subscribe to the Aeon Anima. I'm a VA now. I make voice acting videos.
Oh God,
Oh,
it's
hell
gone to
yeah.
his head. It's gone to his head. Oh
Actually, you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
That's probably just going to be my topic tonight.
How is that? How is your VA venture? I want to say.
It got postponed. The
no.
So you guys know Snaps Cube?
I do.
Well, it was they weren't gonna make it, and then it was we're gonna postpone to next month to be announced.
Oh my
It's
God, it was a
Spooky's voice
scam.
acting competition, and he did it with Sonic already, and I think they did something with the Mario movie. I have to check that out. But effectively, they were supposed to do that last Sunday. No, Monday. Yeah, I had it right. It was Sunday, then it was postponed to Monday, and now it's indefinitely postponed.
Oh boy.
But
Oh, wow.
submissions are over with. So that does not mean you have more time to make a submission. It means that they're taking more time to go through the submissions. And they want to make sure that there's a day that both Snaps Cube, Jet, like Turbo Jet, like the YouTuber Jet that makes the funny voiceover videos for Sonic anyway, who was a participant as a competitor in the first one, which I thought was like kind of unfair. I'm like, this guy does this. He's out here. He should be a judge, and so now he's a judge. And then the person who plays Jet, the Hawk, and the writers dub, those are the three judges, and their instructions were, hey, look, everybody's going to do the same thing. Everybody's going to do the same impression, but try to make us laugh. Get creative. Be original. And so I wrote a skit, and I think it's pretty good. But I still need to work on consistently getting the voices down. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Have you guys ever tried to do any voiceover work?
No, never.
I actually have done some for a couple friends of mine.
Nice. What did you do?
I was a voice in a couple in a Minecraft series a few years ago, and then if you know who the YouTuber Flying Bandicoot Films, she was a Dota 2 animator. Like she made sprite animations. I did a little bit of voice work for her.
Nice. Question for you. How long have you been doing voice work for?
I was doing voice work back in 2012 to like 2016.
Is it your area of study or something you do as a hobby?
It was something I did as a hobby.
How did you decide to start to practice?
Practice.
Is that a question or a statement?
Nani kore.
That was a practice. That was the question. This is one of those things of I applied with like a small little voice demo, and the people liked it, so I was like, all right, cool. But
And you just
for
did
So basically, you were winging it.
well, yeah, kind of.
All right. Very nice.
But it was just something I did for fun. I didn't get paid for it.
I wouldn't care. I'd have fun with it. I've always thought about voicing my own abridged series, but I've never actually even gotten started. I was gonna do Final Fantasy X. It's not as an abridged, but just as a parody, but in the same style of that. And
Dude,
I think that writing.
I'll
Hmm?
voice Jet. I don't care.
Wait, who? Jacked?
Yeah,
I'm getting confused with all the jet, and jacked.
Jet the Hawk.
The
terrible
Hawk.
dad.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Let's hear it.
Jack the best.
No, no. If it's gonna be a parody, I would do something stupid, something funny.
That's
Like,
fair.
take the character with his gruff voice and like demeanor, and then turn him into a parody of himself.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'd
why
have to
not?
think of something. I can't just come up with that off the top of my head.
No, that's fair. I actually agree. My only thing is like I'm perfectly down for that. I wouldn't be able to come up with a parody voice on the spot either. But I did have like a parody personality for Orin. You know, like I think everybody else, I had a pretty decent idea for what I would want it to do that stays pretty true to the original characters because it's easy to exaggerate, say Waka, or to exaggerate Lulu, or even Riku for that matter.
Or
But
Titus.
oh, especially Titus. But you know, I'm just so fond of the character that I would want to try to keep him as close to the original because I think I can get just enough material out of who he is. Especially since he reminds me a lot of Chance from Homeward Bound. Like the parallels there are enough. Not that I would make him seem like a dog or anything, but you get what I'm saying. And James Arnold Taylor is so committed to the character that it would be a shame if I really blew that series up and then James Arnold Taylor saw it and it was mocking him. I respect that, man. And I imagine he'd even like do some cameos. He's just that kind of a guy. But anyway,
He would just come in and he would be the voice of Seymour.
yeah, he'd voice
That'd
something
be
completely out of
funny.
pocket because he can do a lot of voices. The person voicing the character never does themselves. That's just too easy. But anyway, I think that it's worth noting that all in all, you don't really need to be the best voice. You just need to be the most committed, I think. Does that make any sense?
What's the line from Plankton back in like season 2? Maybe if we're really loud, people will think we're good.
Oh yeah, it was
No,
just
no,
like
that's not Plankton. That
people
was,
want to sound smart. Wait, people like to be loud when they want to sound smart, right?
correct.
Yeah, Band Geeks is a legendary episode, and I definitely can do some voices from there.
Oh yeah.
Well, I could have did Squidward's voice just now. I didn't even try actually. I do a pretty good Squidward.
Let's hear it. Let's hear this Squidward.
Oh yeah, you know, playing with a reef blower. Why, that has to be the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
Needs to be a little bit more nasally.
No,
Well,
Squidward, get the leaf blower away from your crotch.
honestly, I know, right? Honestly, you're not wrong. But I've been doing so much getting nasally out of my voice for Shadow and also for singing. I've been trying to like reduce that, but I'm still working on how to reapply it. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it makes sense. You're trying to turn it on and off.
Yeah, like I've been trying to smooth out my voice for singing. And so when I did that, I naturally kind of did that. But my nasally voice is why I had a good Squidward in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you picked up on that.
I mean, I'm tone deaf, so
What does that have to do with the nasally part, though? That's a texture
I can
of
still
voice.
hear things. I'm just tone deaf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to really apply that right now, I'd have to really, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a, I
Speaking.
have to like make a NG sound, playing with a reef blower, and then it kind of comes out more nasally. But, you know,
Anyway, I mean, you already have like a pretty good voice on you anyway. We were talking about that on my stream. I think my voice isn't really suited for much of like anything except for maybe explaining something, right? Because we were talking about how the YouTube landscape is pretty tough. You need to have personality, a voice, and
Wait,
just
the voice or what?
so a lot of like how I sent a video to the
Yeah, I
to
saw
the
it.
group, right? And Max was talking about how you should like there's a couple of basic things. One, don't think about a lot of the equipment that you have right now. Just think about like what kind of content you want to put out. What do you want to stream? And it has to be something that you are really good at, right?
He
So
didn't say that.
no. Something that you like to do, I should say.
Yeah.
Something that you like to do. And I mean, Max likes to play fighting games. He's really good at it. That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say.
They
But-
correlate, but not always is that something that's gonna happen.
Right. He says that's in like the first thing you should do is do something that you like, which is very important. And I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I think I've been doing that for a while, but I don't think I've put like a lot of effort into like showcasing that. Right? Like
Mm-hmm.
part of making a good channel, and I think even what's his name, Ludwig did this. Ludwig actually made a channel from the ground up and got like thousands of subs because he just followed a formula.
Mm-hmm.
He also paid somebody that had a good voice to read off of a script.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there for just a second. So I was just about to type something in chat, like I was listening and not actually in the chat. I was so used to doing that, so I just stopped myself.
I just realized what you said.
Yeah, but no, like Mogul Mail and Ludwig, because those are both his channels. He's good. He's funny.
Yeah, he's good. Personality, voice, and he has talent.
You keep saying voice.
So the reason why I say voice is because that's one of the things he talked about in his video, that sometimes a voice can carry a person's channel or carry the personality of somebody. And I really thought about that, like really hard. And I know I shouldn't be stuck on it, but like I really thought about it really hard. Every time I hear my voice when I go over to make a video, I usually artificially bump it up. I put up the bass.
You mean like with Audacity, or you mean your actual
Yes.
bass in your voice?
Yes.
Yeah, to achieve
There's
the same
nothing
level
wrong with
that's
that.
yeah, to
Auto-tune?
achieve the same level. Auto-tune.
Auto-tune.
Could you imagine
Cheater.
Six voice with auto-tune?
It would be a horrible thing.
Boy video on his channel like
I
T-Pain.
can actually.
Nah, Sync, if you ever make like a Red Mage guide or something like that, you have to auto-tune your voice.
Oh, that's one of the Red Mage guide.
Yeah, you
Huh.
know, because it'd be funny. It'd be something you just out of nowhere. That kind of a joke just happens, right? Listen, my videos, the stuff that I do make, has off the wall like just jokes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like that kind of comedy.
That was what we were talking about while we were streaming. Like, people love the funny stuff in the 14 community. That's usually what people go for, or guides. A lot of guides, right? Last Order,
What?
right? Guides.
What?
You?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
you have a back catalog of that.
What the hell's that?
Guides.
What's a
I'm going
guide?
to your YouTube channel right now.
What?
I'm gonna go to your YouTube channel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Inactive for 2.5 years. Come on, dude. Even I'm more active than you.
No.
And my last video was a Master Duel video.
Oh,
He's been putting all
no.
his effort points into his Twitch.
I've been making. No, I can't say that. Nope, nothing.
So his main channel. Wait, no, his main channel. I should go to his main channel.
Who is this last order you speak of? I am Andy. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're Andy. Hear me roar.
I am Peter Parker. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
So, I do have another question about your voiceover endeavors. When you went to record, did you do a lot of different takes, or did you just kind of go for it?
You want me to tell you how long ago this was?
Sure.
We were using Skype.
Oh no.
Oh.
So I would sit in a Skype call with the people I was working with, and
Mhm.
on that, like, I'd have Skype open on one screen and Audacity opened on another, and I would do live takes, but I would have my own recording.
Mm,
So that's how I did it.
interesting. You don't do it anymore?
I don't have the time for it. Well, I
Ah.
didn't have the time for it, so I just never bothered.
Well, do you have the time now?
Once I get out of orientation, yeah, like my orientation week, and I have a proper schedule, yeah, I can start planning that stuff out.
I gotcha. The
I
reason
don't-
I ask,
I don't really want to do it again because I want to make videos of my own, but
well,
it's just me.
I'm not doing any projects that's going to require any voiceover or anything. The reason I ask is just because I wondered what your interest level in doing it was. Like if you're passionate about it or not.
Voice acting's
Uh,
hard.
Okay, so I had a lot of interest in it when I was still in the military because it was
Mhm.
just something I had the time for. Might as well go ahead and do it, and that's when I did it.
Hmm.
But then after I got out, I kind of lost interest
Mhm.
because I didn't have the capabilities of really being able to do it consistently and in good enough quality. So
Mhm.
my interest has kind of dropped off, over time. But I'm more than happy to be like, okay, I've got this set up now. I can go ahead and do this if anybody needs a extra voice or two.
Mhm. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Although I don't have any like the Final Fantasy X thing was something I've only ever dreamt of and not really acted on. But it's not to say that it's happening anytime soon or that it won't ever happen. It's still in the
And
back burner as an idea. But I was just simply trying to measure what that was about because I wanted to know how much you invested into learning about it. I've been trying to figure out how people go about, well, doing it, really. I'm just trying to figure out if anyone has any knowledge that I can pick their brains for outside of actual expertise in YouTube videos. Just because I'm interested in how people get into it and how they develop the skill. Because it just seems like everybody can do it to some extent, but no one can explain how they got started. And then it's not necessarily something they do, it's just something they just have. So I'm just kind of picking people's brains in general. So thank you for answering my questions. My topic today was just to kind of get your guys' thoughts and ideas and opinions on doing voiceover work. And then the next person I'm going to pick on is Syncweaver himself.
Well, what? I don't do voiceover work.
But I mean, did you ever
Well, why
think
don't
about
you?
doing it?
No. I don't like the sound of my voice. Why would I want to start voice acting?
So that you can change the sound of your voice skillfully.
Well, no, never crossed my mind. Nor
yeah, just put the shredder filter over it. You know?
Put
Fun.
T-Pain on.
Oh God.
There you go.
oh,
Wonderful.
God.
You just gotta do this, man. Yeah. Then all the people will come to you.
That's scary.
I can't.
Amazing. That's actually incredible.
All right, now do the entire Gaia speech in autotune.
I need the script. Let me look it
No,
up.
don't actually do it.
Aw. Aw.
all I'm remembering is just fucking Finn and Jake were walking down the road and he's just auto-tuning somehow. And Jake is like, how'd you make your voice like that? Oh, remember that mini computer I swallowed? That's all I can remember, dude. But no,
So skeptic.
I've never thought of it.
That's fine. I mean,
Nani?
what about you? Voiceover work. It's fun. Your
I don't
thoughts?
feel like
You don't sound very convinced.
I personally enjoy it, but I don't think I would excel at it.
You say that. Have you heard Little Karibo's voice?
He's like an entire meme because of the abridged everything.
That was a trick question. Of course you have. We met him in person. So you remember what it sounded like?
Oh, I'd be lying to you.
Well, he streams on Twitch, so if you ever need a reminder, he uses his normal voice when he streams because, well, it's him. But he's got a really flat, dull voice. He basically sounds like his abridged Sasuke voice, except a little bit happier, just a slight bit less brooding. It's the joke there is that he basically uses his own voice to be Sasuke because he's just that dull and flat in his own tone. It literally sounds just like him. So use that as a reference point, and you'll realize that he doesn't have as animated as a voice as you might think. But you did recently post a video in our little private group chit chat that was Mark Hamill doing clown voices at the Jack in the Box.
Yes, I did.
And that was actually pretty incredible. He originally worked there before he made it big and decided it'd be funny to do voices through the drive-through when he finally got the chance instead of just using normal voices to take people's orders. Well, Jack in the Box manager didn't much like that and they fired him, but they invited him back in order to do the exact same thing because he's freaking Mark Hamill. And it's hilarious to think that, he'd have another chance to do the exact same off-putting thing, but to much people's delight. So, yeah.
That reminds me of there's a video that I saw a few days ago where it's Dio's Japanese voice actor. When he goes to restaurants, or not restaurants, but he goes to drive-thrus, he'll just be Dio.
Wow, really?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it.
He's just Dio.
Here for that entirely.
Ridiculous. They're famous voice actors.
I mean, if they got it, use it, right?
Also, apparently, he was in Baki, and I didn't know that. So,
Oh, cool.
Bucky's the best.
but continue on with another subject while I attempt to find this.
Well, I'll tell you guys what I think. Voiceover work, it seems like a lot of fun, and it is. But it is hard work. I think that just a little bit that I tried to do, well, it was made more complicated by the fact that I wrote the skit, I edited the video, I did the voice and the mastering of the voices. So it was a little bit more than just, speaking. But it's very rewarding. I liked my end result. When I watch it, I'm genuinely pleased with how it turned out. And even though I couldn't quite nail the Jason Griffith dynamic, because I was doing Jason Griffith. He voiced both Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog. Right after the Sonic Adventure 2 or the games. So I think from Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic Heroes forward up until I think Roger took over the role, I believe. I don't remember if anyone came between those two voice actors. But Griffith's Shadow is probably the best Shadow in my opinion, although I did take notes from the original Shadow, whose name I forget. His delivery of Coolaroonie was inspired by "I'm the coolest," which is the stupid line he says after Sonic hits him during their battle in the forest or whatever. It's so random. You guys remember that or no?
Wait, which one?
Sonic Adventure 2.
What about
Hey,
it?
that's that blue hedgehog again of all places.
Oh yeah. I do remember that. I remember most of Shadow's lines because his lines are the most compelling.
Yeah, that was the whole famous "I'll make you eat those words." Well, during the battle, it's like Shadow has this moment of spite when he gets hit, as if to say, "Well, I didn't win this battle, but I'm still the coolest." I'm just like, what? You have to go back and see it. It's kind of ridiculous looking back at it. I'm like, as a kid, I think I even questioned this, but the delivery of it is just this really cheesy kind of. Anyway, I think that I nailed the voice there, and I was very pleased with that. But the Sonic voice was hard to maintain. I have to give Penny full marks for just being able to do that at all times, and not just one, but two different Sonics. At any given point in time, because Jason Griffith was really good. I went through all the Shadow voice lines, and his range of Shadow was so good, but his Sonic is just really flat. I don't understand. It's weird to not hear Sonic use lines outside of, or use different vocal inflections. You don't get a lot of reference for how he'd sound if he would say like aggravated or just like, you know, cocky in a different kind of a way, in a more like grounded way. So like studying how people use the voice and coming up with a way to like envision how their voice would sound had they said something a certain way. Like hearing Penny was really helpful in that way, because she says certain lines in ways that you never hear Sonic say things, you know? She takes the like normal take sometimes, and then other times she's just like, all right, everybody, I'm done here. I'm gonna go get some Chipotle. It's like things like that. I can't even begin to start to use Sonic's voice in that way because there's no reference. She's the only one. So it's like, it is a lot harder to just say original lines, which she mentioned. If you just try to mimic somebody else's voice with a line that already exists, it's easier. So there's a lot more to it. And I learned a lot in doing that, and I'm probably gonna do more. But I think that at the end of the day, I would love to just be able to break out a voice that people recognize and people like freak out. I think that's a lot of fun. It adds to the whole idea of comedy at any given moment. And I'm all about that, and you know it.
I guess the whole takeaway from that is
Voice acting is hard, but fun.
Yes, it's hard but rewarding.
you took away my thunder, Skip. No.
He does that a lot.
I do that a lot. Get used to it.
Has been planted.
He does like thunder Pokemon, by the way. Lightning types.
Thunder is the best element.
Well, now
Better than Aqua types.
I'm gonna say the appreciation of voice acting for you has yeah, I can respect that. Still,
Yeah.
Still have
So keep an eye out
I mean-
for Spooky with a SPUUK. He's gonna do these voice acting competitions. It's for $100. So if you're interested in entering yourself, if the next one comes up, you have a chance to win some change. But more so than that, it'll give you an opportunity to really have some fun and create something original. That is my big clue. And you'll get to see your voice acting judged live whenever they decide to actually have the stream. And then you'll see your stuff on YouTube if they choose your submission, which is probably just great exposure anyway. You want to talk about building a community? Well, that's probably a good way to do it. Putting yourself out there.
but you heard it here. Maybe another time. You probably, if anybody is interested in that, they probably heard it first over there. But thank you for telling us, Anima.
And here at all. nobody watches us. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you're right.
So what else are we chatting about today, folks?
Let's see. Well, only thing I really have anything to talk about is conversation of like comics and how it's actually not doing so well. And I wonder if anybody here had like any kind of interesting comics in the past or currently looking into comics right now. I want to say
Invincible is probably a good bet to start.
That's I was literally just about to say that.
Oh, so it's like, you know, you're into like since it's just Invincible, you're probably not like way into like DC or Marvel comics, right?
Marvel comics are the bomb. Are you kidding me?
Well, as of right now, the Marvel comics are bombing.
But
They
there were
are
some
indeed
great
the bomb.
runs. You have to check out some of the really... See, hold on, real quick. Right now, maybe not great. But DC comics right now, incredible.
Are also bombing.
But they're still good. I think there's some good runs. You just have to pay attention to who's doing what. You know how Ian Flynn has been doing Sonic comics and doing well with them? You really got to pay attention to the who and not so much the what.
Well,
And if you know anything about Den of Geek, the website of I guess they're, what do you call those guys? Journalists? Sure. That covers a lot of information about what's going on in the current Marvel canon of DC. I'm sorry, canon of Disney Plus. I've been learning about what comic runs to go check out, and so you just gotta look into the nerdverse a little bit to find the good stuff. If they're bombing now, there's probably about 30 years worth of comics that you can go and find good stuff.
so I don't know how deep in the nerdism that you are really into,
I'm
but
getting there.
I've already went down that rabbit hole, and unfortunately, I have to say that both DC and Marvel comics are bombing. So
Right now.
right now, and they have been for a few years now.
All right, well, I said 30, so I mean, you got 27 more years to work with at least. At least. It goes further, but like I'm just giving
So
you 30.
So old comics like that are not usually being sold in comic book stores.
And say anything about buying comics.
Nor are comic book stores are actually succeeding nowadays. A lot of them has actually been shut down due to low sales and how the comics were being written. Like for the most part, when a new comic comes out or a new version of a comic, the first issue is usually flying off the shelves. Past issues, comics from like 30 something, 20 something years ago, they're very rare, and they're not being printed. So whenever you do find an old issue or an old comic, it's not usually in a comic book store, it's usually online somewhere. If they ever reprint an old issue, it's maybe an event or a celebration of something, but not a lot of people will go up in arms to try to get that. And for those who do, it's usually like a limited sale. Now, to get back on track, both Marvel and DC have actually been failing for a few years now, and I've always thought it was probably the vid, right? I thought the COVID was the reason why that happened. Why comic book
Anybody
stores
say
were,
the vid?
huh?
Does anybody say the vid?
Well, vid because
The vid.
they want to get past like the YouTube police. So
Is it a 19? You
The
know, the
Rona?
19?
the
I've heard
Yeah,
the
no,
Rona.
dude, like it's
I know, right? Rona.
it's the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Oh, God.
Oh god.
Oh, you guys haven't heard that one before?
No,
I
I
haven't.
haven't.
That's what Danny and Aaron call it.
Oh, I haven't been watching them lately. How are they doing?
They're still like I'm enjoying some of the stuff that they're putting out recently. So
That's good. I'm gonna check them out again.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, I haven't read a comic for a few years from Marvel or DC, and that's only because I did not like the stories that were coming out. Like it doesn't need my input whether or not, because I left, nothing would change. Turns out I and hundreds of thousands of people had the same thought process. So there are a few DC and Marvel comics that are working today. But then there are the rest that are just failing. Even the main lines are not doing so great. And I thought that the comics in DC and Marvel were doing fine because their numbers looked like they were doing fine. Because since 2015 to now, fun fact, they actually had growth in sales, right? I thought they were doing okay. But so I went through Comic-Con, Nerd Station, Nerdrotic, looking at numbers, and turns out the reason why their numbers in terms of how much they were making was going up is because they kept pricing the comics higher. They kept making it more expensive. So the amount that they were selling were drastically getting lower each year, whereas their prices were going up. And it worked. It worked on me. I thought they were successful. It's not the case. Even the comics that you're probably thinking of, Anima, even people have been buying less and less comics of those due to just the whole stigma of DC and Marvel. It was a fascinating research homework that I was going through, but I want you to guess what is the number one comic that is like you probably want to say like something Marvel or something DC, but I'll let you guess what you
Sonic.
think. No,
Archie.
no, Sonic is actually number 116.
I mean, I
Not
guess that's
Archie?
not bad.
Huh?
Not Archie and the Riverdale folks.
Archie is shut down, I believe.
No. There's no point in life anymore.
They ended the Archie comics anyway.
Yeah, I remember them ending the Archie comics.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the top 5.
Mhm.
I'll give you the top 10 actually, just to be fair.
Wait, so it's
Yeah,
not
I
a
don't keep up with this stuff.
it's not a Marvel comic. That's the top right now.
So it is Scorched.
The hell is
Scorched.
that?
So Scorch is it's like a sub story to Spawn.
Oh.
I knew it. I was thinking that sounds like Spawn.
Yeah, so it stars it's a female protagonist who Spawn has affiliations with.
Mhm.
They were against each other before, but now, it's following her backstory. And it's been selling. Sorry, God, I'm sorry about that. Selling.
So don't worry about it. We weren't thinking about it.
The estimated units that
I am now.
they have sold was over 250,000 units, and that was in the first month of this year. And their projected was around 250,000. Now, the next one, Saga. Don't know if you guys know about that, but it's called Saga. Next one after that is called Stray Dogs Dog Days. The next one after that, Nocturia. Next one after that is Gunslinger Spawn.
The hell?
I don't know what kind of Spawn comic that was, but it's Gunslinger Spawn.
What number is Spider-Man?
Well, let me finish. Just to go down the list: House of Slaughter, King Spawn, Spawn, She-Hulk
Oh.
comes up at 9, and then Joe
Nice.
Hill Reign.
Isn't that Marvel? What are you even talking about right now?
So She-Hulk is Marvel, yes, but the reason why like She-Hulk is there is because they were hyping up her show.
Right.
So-
That first episode was glorious, by the way.
Oh.
Did you see it?
Was it?
No,
No, I haven't seen it.
it wasn't.
You guys, how are we gonna do this? How are you gonna have me want to talk about She-Hulk? That was gonna be my topic, but I anticipated that I didn't see it.
I just watched the first episode. It's funny.
Thank God,
Is it-
someone here has done it.
I've been playing Spider-Man on PC. So shut up.
Yeah.
What did you think of that episode? Real quick detour.
I liked it personally. I do think that Bruce was she said it in the episode. What was he what was the word that she used? Like I get that like he's trying to like make sure that she's good before that she left, but like he was being a little bit too pushy in my opinion.
I mean, it's understandable.
It is understandable. Like he don't say okay, it's cool, and then like she goes out and like gets angry and like 100 people die.
Yeah, he's just trying to like make sure that the reputational damage doesn't ruin her life before because
But
he
she
assumed
made a point by saying that her career being a female lawyer like has made her 10 times more prepared than he ever was in the past to handle that kind of stress.
Like how?
you're not wrong. But
How?
I feel like I know, right? I feel like that makes sense, but at the same
Wait,
time,
how?
like
No, how? Honestly, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that does not make sense at all.
Oh goodness.
all right, hear me out.
If you're gonna
It
say,
kind of does.
well, how?
Oh, well, okay, here we go.
All right, let's do
How,
this. We're gonna
okay,
get
what's
political.
it? Right? Okay.
I mean, like Bruce Banner's a nuclear physicist. I don't know what's more stressful than that.
Yeah, you're literally messing with gamma rays and bombs.
I guarantee you it's not the same thing as dealing with people to a professional level to the point where like what you say and do will affect the outcome of their livelihood on a daily basis. It's not the same.
Gamma radiation.
I'm not judging the importance of their positions. I'm saying what's going to alter your level of stress. We all
Gamma
know.
radiation.
Yeah.
We
Now,
we all.
hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. A nuke going off is gonna ruin your day once, but a lawyer ruining your life is gonna ruin your life for the rest of your life.
You have to think about it and think about it from the perspective of being a
I don't know
lawyer.
about that.
I want you to
Cal.
Cal. I want you to say that sentence again, and then I want you to talk to people in Hiroshima.
Nah.
You know,
That's not even
you
a
say
normal
that.
occurrence.
You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
that's still
you s-
affecting them today.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me
I can't
try.
believe Sink and I are on the same side again. What happened? I'm
Let me-
supposed
let
to
me-
antagonize him.
I can simplify it with this. If you had a problem in the first episode, you have a problem with She-Hulk's comic origin in general.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Wait, well, do you know her comic origin?
she's always been like
Yes.
that.
She's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer, sure, but
No,
do
no, no.
you know
Her-
her comic origin?
Her attitude's always been like that.
Yeah.
She's very spunky.
Yeah, that's fine, but like
Yeah.
I'm now
and she
asking him,
can-
does he
and
know
she-
the comic origin of She-Hulk?
You think I'm stupid, so I'm going to say no. No, I don't. Enlighten me, Sink.
So She-Hulk was in an accident, and that
Yes.
accident was actually life-threatening. Bruce Banner
Mhm.
donated his blood to her and did a
Right.
blood infusion, which also had gamma radiation. And overnight, she became She-Hulk, right? But it wasn't to the intensity of like how Bruce Banner had, because he had psychological issues since he was a young boy. He always had like personality disorder, which was kind of like a plague
Let
on
me
his
stop
life.
you there. I think you're gonna have to like think outside of the box a little bit here.
What do you mean?
We're not talking about literal
Like,
like
you guys are like
life-threatening situations.
gauging the importance of their positions. I'm not talking about that at all.
The main thing that she mentions, or at least hints at least as far as I can tell, is misogyny. All right, from the start. Being a woman, at the very end of the day, she's making the case is a little bit more stressful by default because she has to deal, especially in the professional world of law, with being judged. And that's not talking about her general interactions with men outside of the court. She has to worry about things that men typically don't, and that's where her anger issues, not to mention that women automatically experience emotions differently than we do thanks to our hormonal differences. However, she hints at that being the main first thing, but the real idea here is that she probably has a bigger normal responsibility of handling her anger than a typical guy, only because, and I say only because, and this shows perspective and how they're trying to frame it, she has to deal with being the underdog gender, which sucks, and is debatable in a lot of levels, but is very relatable. And that most women do have a lot more concerns they have to deal with just walking outside of the house by default because of the way our world is. Now, to challenge that would mean a massive debate that would span 3 to 4 podcasts alone if we were to just touch on that. But we're all guys, and not any of us can truly really relate to her perspective. I'm simply giving you the frame of reference that she mentioned in the episode.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
neither Sink and I watched it, so we didn't get the whole intricacy of what was
Sink
said.
did
You know
watch
what
it.
I mean?
Wait,
Did you watch it, Sink?
Sink didn't watch it.
No.
Never mind. I thought you were saying Skeptic.
Yeah,
So,
no,
you
Sink
guys-
and I neither watch, like neither of us
No.
watched it. So how would we know that that's the context of what she's saying?
And that's why I told you that.
I know,
wanted
but
to
yeah,
set
I
that
know,
frame of
like,
reference.
Yeah, I know,
No,
but you're getting
there's-
worked up when we don't know the subcontext of the statement. Like if you say, "Oh, I'm a lawyer, I deal with more stuff," then it's also a valid argument saying, "Yeah, the guy's a nuclear physicist. He deals with stress too." Now, if
Right.
we know the subcontext of that, then yeah, we'd be wrong in what we're saying, but we don't. So,
No,
like,
you're right. I'm not necessarily mad or anything. I'm sorry
I
if I seem
mean,
Titans.
yeah,
But I
it's-
did want to get that
you're
point
about
across
ready
because
to
I was
go off
more
there.
frustrated with how he led into that. And I was
Yeah.
just like, that was a bad take. I'm not gonna lie. Like Skeptic, you basically said you oversimplified it.
Did I really? I guess I do that. Forgive me, but I honestly saw her point immediately as soon as she said it.
But
I'm sorry,
we saw
but
it, Nate.
dealing with you don't even in my completely 100% biased opinion, you don't even have to see it. Dealing with people is the most stressful position on this planet because people are stressful.
I mean, it
That's my
depends.
That
opinion.
still feels like an oversimplification.
It is an oversimplification because a lot of people out there like to deal with people.
There's
You know what I mean?
there's
In
rather
the court
deal-
of law, I think it's way more stressful because
they are the minority.
you're dealing with lawyers who are
because
trained
you're
to stress you out.
You're saying we don't know the actual stats, so but you're saying that because that's how you feel, but we don't know the actual statistic of who feels more comfortable with people and who doesn't.
I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that customer service is one of the most stressful jobs on this planet.
As per who?
That's
Google,
more specific.
Google it.
Google
That
it.
actually, I think, has been reported as one of the top 10 most stressful occupations, but not lately have I checked.
Hmm.
Yeah, don't forgive me for sounding heightened. I just kind of wanted to like set the framework
Yeah,
without like sounding insensitive because it's a
Yeah.
lot of generalization.
Well,
and a
no,
lot
it's
of
good that you told us the
assumptions,
subtext.
but
It's good that you told us the subtext, and yeah, because like I don't want to touch that if that is the subtext. Like, no,
yeah,
like
very
honestly,
touchy
like
subject.
well, obviously, yeah, but like if we're just going by face value with what you said, it's like what? You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
really?
no, I completely understand. That's why I was just like, let me set the table correctly here so that we can eat in peace because I think
Okay.
that the show is going to be framed around that idea, and that's what you're going to need to anticipate watching into.
so
I
And
like
with that
Spider-Man.
said, you're
So-
gonna probably gonna need to like buckle in because it's gonna be probably a little
I mean,
yeah.
it's not like she's a brand new superhero. Like this has been, she said this in the comics.
I will.
It's on brand for
You
her.
know what? I won't say anything. I'll just
Yeah,
watch the show.
it's surprisingly on brand.
Yeah,
I'll just
but
watch the
that's
show,
fine.
and I'll depend. It all depends because I've read the She-Hulk comic, so watching this will probably give me like a different taste for like what they're going with. But
Just expect it to be MCU flavored is all.
but
No.
what I'm going to say here is that the reason why I stopped reading comics in the first place is because it started becoming more of like a political, like gender issue within the comics a few years ago, and that's not what I wanted to read. I wanted to read an adventure. I wanted to read an actual good story that isn't, just trying to teach me a lesson of something like that. And what I mean by like teaching me a lesson of that variety, I mean they were really spitting it in my face, saying like, if we're talking about women, right? It's true. I mean, this has been a thing that we all know now, that women get lower wages. They have to take care of a lot more when it comes to the house. Generally, they aren't seen
Right.
as seriously as men, and we all know this.
Pause. Don't go too
No,
far.
no. Stop. Let him
Let him
continue.
dig his grave.
No, I'm not gonna go any further than that. But
No. I just like hearing politics come out of Sync's mouth. It makes the podcast so much more entertaining.
Sync, you should make a video.
No, because
Yes.
then everybody's gonna get mad, and I don't want that. So
People are,
No.
listen. Nobody's gonna.
I am not changing, and I'm not changing up my channel. I'm not gonna become Destiny and start becoming like have like that one video that talks about politics when I could just stick with what I like to do. But like the point is, what I'm trying to say here is there was a lot going on like 5 years ago in the comics that I disagreed with, and it didn't feel like the Marvel or DC that I liked reading. Like back in those, like when I was reading it, they had Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon dating. I was like, cool. But then
Ew.
it started getting to a point where like Barbara Gordon had a thing for Bruce Wayne, and I'm like,
Mhm.
We gotta talk about that.
Didn't in the previous comic you said like he was like your father, your second father? He's
Yeah.
good. He's like,
That also played out in the animated series, man.
It did.
In the
That was
animation.
missed.
it was
Can we not go there?
it was nuts. That's why I
No,
didn't
but-
want to read stuff like that. And then in I don't remember which specific Batman issue, but it turned into like you know how Poison Ivy she's an activist for plants, right? And I was all good with that. It was
That
more.
is a very lighthearted title, but okay.
I know,
Yeah,
but that's
activist.
but
But
she,
you can't use
just
the
a
T
plant
word.
activist.
before she became Poison Ivy, she was an activist for plants, vegetation, animals,
Okay.
and
Okay.
she's basically what was it?
A botanist.
Not she was more than a botanist. She was an activist, but
Your face is a botanist. I'm so mad at you even saying that. She was more than a botanist. She was an activist. I'm just like, okay.
all right, Dad. So the fact of the matter is that they turned her into like a super vegan, where instead of fighting Batman, while they were fighting, she's talking about all these people killing cows, and how the city is, you know, not paying attention to all that. And then, you know, she escapes. I was like, what the fuck did I read?
Wait a minute. Yeah. If she's vegan, isn't she betraying her own cause?
Well, I said super vegan. I should say vegetarian. But like,
I'm
That's the
saying
same
like,
thing.
isn't she betraying her own cause by being a
Because then
vegetarian?
she'd be having to eat plants, which is the
Yeah.
thing.
Which is
But,
what
like-
she considers her babies.
I mean, this
But,
has
like,
been a
maybe
thing
she's, like-
since like the 70s, where she
They never talked about what she ate.
no she so when she became
Does she even eat?
so when she
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, from before, I thought that she was doing the whole chlorophyll thing.
well
Right?
she can
Yeah.
she
Well, there we go.
she can
So then, why is she eating her babies?
I'm confused.
to answer your question, okay, before she became Poison Ivy, she was a vegetarian.
Right.
And as a vegetarian, there are plants out there that, you know, that eats insects, and they also suck the life out of other plants, because that's the way of nature and life, right? She doesn't see anything wrong with living off of nature.
Yeah.
When she became Poison Ivy, she basically could just live off of water.
Yeah.
In some issues, though, she is seen eating like some vegetables, right?
You see?
And you're even Harley Quinn was just like, I thought you don't eat vegetables since you're basically a plant. She was like,
Yeah.
I'm eating an apple, which grows from a tree. They'll regrow that tree later. Or
I mean, that apple.
or she doesn't eat certain kinds of vegetables because that's eating the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that,
Yeah.
but
You know,
the fact of them,
okay, do you get what's really funny about that though?
What?
Sure. She's not eating, she's not eating the, the tree itself, but she's eating the genitalia of one. So that's great.
oh, so I
That's
mean,
great.
there are a lot worse things you could eat out there. I'm just saying, there is a lot worse things.
That's pretty funny.
But
So, a question for you.
go ahead.
Why don't you want to make a video about this stuff? You're always so passionate about it on these podcasts. You don't want to like talk about your like disappointment with recent comics.
No,
That's the one that
It-
upset his
It
fans.
goes against his brand.
What about
Yeah.
your talk of
No.
his brand is this? This
I-
is
Yeah,
where he
no, listen,
gravitates every
I
single
have-
time.
I have the perfect solution. If you want to make a video, just upload it to this channel, and nobody will ever see it.
Yeah.
true. I could
That's
upload
your
it.
safeguard.
I could upload it to Last Order's channel. It should be good.
No, you can't.
I should. Nobody's gonna see it anyway.
There's still 6.3 thousand followers there.
Dude, just upload it to my channel. My channel is full of just whatever I feel like uploading. So
There we go.
There-
the 86 subs I have will just be like, what is this? Okay.
There's it's I don't feel that it's me. Like if I get in passion for something like this,
And
Then-
people will gravitate towards you because you're passionate about it.
it's not something I want to get into. When you talk, when I talk about like the like political junk or even like the comics, which goes into political stuff, it just like at the end of the conversation, I don't feel good.
He just wants to have a conversation. No,
He
I
just
get
wants
it.
to say his piece and not be
No.
challenged.
I understand where he's coming from. He wants to have a conversation of it without trying to plan content around it. I totally get that. I totally get that. Yeah, because like my God, making political pieces is the most like painful of all content to make, I bet.
That's
Can
how you
you-
attract an audience you might not necessarily want,
That
or how
too.
you kill your channel,
Yeah.
or
It also
it's
like
how you end up on drama alert.
Yeah,
It's just a number of things can happen.
Listen,
It's different from having a passion for something and knowing that, like, oh my god, like if I go this route, there's really no going back for you.
bypassing all the jokes, there's also in real like IRL issues that could happen by starting
Mhm.
becoming political in your channel.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
it's
want you to
date.
talk about politics. I just want you to talk about these things you keep bringing up on the podcast.
Well, it turns into politics, so I don't
I
want
mean,
to.
we
I don't
make
want
it
to.
into politics. We egg you in that direction.
I kind of
If
don't
it
want to go to
turns
that
into
direction.
politics, that means it was politics to begin with.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I just had to be descriptive of why I didn't like a certain something. In this case, it was comics, right? That's all. That's all it was. That's all it was, and that's all it'd ever be. Like, yeah, I said my piece, and whether you challenge that is fine. I'm not afraid of being challenged.
And Anima is spunky today.
He
I'm spunky because of Ace Attorney,
I see.
Hawk at Law.
he thinks he's a lawyer.
You think you're a
sometimes.
lawyer?
Objection.
Hey man, being a lawyer is hard.
Oh no, not yet.
I'm sure being a scientist that works with nuclear fusion is also hard. You know.
Oh my god.
Listen, say what you want, but at the end of the day, freaking She-Hulk manages her stress better than her cousin.
No, that's honestly true.
That
Yeah,
is-
I mean,
that's true in every way.
I mean, yeah. You also have to remember though, not Peter. Bruce Banner has like a diagnosed condition. He does.
Now that is true.
Yeah, he has a diagnosed condition.
I said that.
Is that
Yeah.
in the MCU though? Just for the reference
No.
of She-Hulk for the show.
Oh, I don't know, but I mean,
I
in
think
the
they haven't
comics,
mentioned it.
definitely diagnosed.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
in
I
this
believe it.
particular case, because of what you're gonna end up seeing,
Mm.
She-Hulk, or should I just say Barbara, right? Barbara Walters. She's this
Jennifer.
Jennifer,
Wait.
thank you. I don't know
Wait,
where
I
I got
think
Barbara from.
Walters like what the heck?
Barbara
Barbara
Gordon.
Walters. I love I love it.
It sounds so cool, doesn't it? It's Jennifer. No, I've been mixing up names all day. I was just like, I don't trust my. And then as I dud it, it gets worse. But no, Jen, yes, that one, Jenny from the block. We're gonna call her. So, she like is exceptionally blessed in how she can actually control the powers too.
Mhm.
It has. I don't think it has anything to do with stress control. I think she just ended up getting the like better deal out of it. And that's canon. Like she just always had better control.
Yeah.
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 But not because of the stress control. Literally, like her powers are just better.
Yeah,
But-
no. One of my favorite things is this is from a Fact Fiend video where they were talking about how She-Hulk, whenever she realized, wait, if I get stronger in like my normal form, my Hulk form gets even stronger. So she's just like, oh, I figured this out, and then she started going to the gym.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Okay, so here's what's weird, right? Here's what's weird. Hulk draws his powers not from the gamma radiation, but from the freaking devil himself.
Which,
So it's like,
well, I
what the hell?
mean, okay, so the devil is made of pure gamma radiation.
Listen, we can't. We're not. We can't.
He's the source
we,
of gamma. So
We cannot, and we will not.
it's like, what the hell? Is that what it is? The devil
I
is
was
made
gonna
of gamma
say,
radiation?
Are we gonna say Mephisto, or are we just gonna keep it?
no, it's not Mephisto.
No,
not
it's apparently
Mephisto.
the devil himself.
Oh, okay.
So-
Listen, I'm not going to condone such nonsense.
What do you mean nonsense?
I'm not going to sit here and condone that nonsense.
What are you talking
What
about?
do you mean?
No, fuck the both of you. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Wait, what do you?
No, honestly, what are you talking
What do you
about?
No,
mean?
Andy doesn't.
We're not going to sit here and entertain that thought.
That canon.
Entertain the thought of just what the Hulk gaining his powers from the devil?
No, that's stupid. It was always stupid. It's been stupid
Yeah.
since inception.
Yeah, but
Dormammu, I want to be the Hulk.
it's lore.
I've come to bargain.
It's his lore though.
That's canon.
yeah,
no-
that's canon.
So here's a thing for you. If you're saying that it's stupid for the Hulk to gain power from the devil, how about everybody who has anything to do with gamma radiation gain their power from the devil?
That's true.
I mean, can we talk about the fact that that does not matter for the MCU because I don't think that's canon to this particular
Universe.
Like, can we keep it MCU-ified? Because the comics are ridiculous, and they are very, very,
But
very
we were-
often
But we were
retconned.
talking about the comics initially.
True, but I was just kind of referencing
and we
Like,
She-Hulk,
I
the
mean,
And we were
show.
we
I
were
mean-
highlighting how bad they're getting, and this is one of the perfect
like
examples.
to
This
be
is a
honest,
prime
I
example.
wanted to talk about why the comics were failing because you said, "Oh,
Yeah.
comics were doing good." I was like, "Well, actually,
I
they're
didn't
not
say they were
doing so
doing
good."
I just said
You
they're great.
said that if you look at the right place, right, you'll find out that
In history, 30 years. I didn't necessarily. I'm not talking to. I don't know shit about sales of comics at this moment in time. I can imagine that sales are failing even more because who in this moment of economic despair is going to be investing money into comic books
anybody
Like
or
Spider-Man.
manga for that matter
anybody who wants
true.
entertainment,
with
like
their real money instead of going on to websites?
I mean,
And
Oh, we don't condone that kind of stuff.
sure,
you
We
can
don't condone that.
both
We don't
Marvel
condone.
and DC have websites, so people have a reason to go and digitally buy a comic there as well.
There we go.
Well, at the end
Yes.
of the day, only fans would dedicate themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
yeah,
You
OnlyFans.
said
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
you're right. They make a lot of money.
They do.
They make a lot of money.
God. You just walked straight into that one. I don't even know if that was intentional as a bait or what.
Completely and entirely. That's okay.
Just making sure. I was like, that was too easy. What was that?
All I have to say, the Marvel Spider-Man game is amazing. Who cares about the comics? Just play the games.
It is.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
speaking
yeah.
of that, big win to Mod Nexus.
Mod
Or
Nexus,
their-
RuneScape.
No, Mod Nexus.
Yeah.
What is it? Nexus Mods.
Yeah,
What it
Nexus
was.
mods, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's just piggybacking off of the Spider-Man thing. So
Mm.
there was a guy who made a mod that removed all the pride flags from the PC version, and Nexus Mod said, "No, we're removing that mod, and if you don't like us for this decision, delete your account."
Oh, wow.
Wait. So somebody made a mod to delete or replace pride flags in a game?
In Spider-Man.
In Spider-Man,
In
and it just it removed the flags.
Yeah.
And Nexus Mod says, "No, you can't have that kind of mod on our on our platform, and anybody who thinks that this decision is stupid can get the fuck off our platform."
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
So, like, actually good on them for doing that.
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Now,
big
if they could tone down the horse cock on Kieran mod for Monster Hunter World, maybe things can start to improve.
I was there. I was like, oh, I think I'm about to be a fan. Horsecock. Oh.
No, that's just a mod that somebody showed me one day. I'm like, thank God this is age restricted. That just like
You had-
90%
you-
of Skyrim mods.
You
just
had
saying.
me, Calcor. You had me. You were about to get a new follower of that. I was like, that's
and
cool.
nope, I ruined it. Hey, you're the one who asked me if I could be here, so.
You didn't have to say horsecock. I could have just been like, Calcor.
You didn't have to repeat it.
Oh yeah, you guys don't know about that. I won't post links. I'm not going to Twitch. No. But no,
Better-
it's just
Better than horse armor. We got horse cock.
just don't apply for an account on Nexus Mods, and then set yourself to 18 plus because you're gonna see everything. So,
Especially in
but that's just,
Skyrim.
but yeah, that's just the funniest mod that you can ever bring up when somebody brings up like mods. It's just, why is that a thing? And then you remember, people like that kind of stuff for whatever
Like
reason.
the internet?
Yeah, because people.
I'm like, I don't even ask anymore. I just expect to see the worst.
It's like you see, it's like, there it is. Faith in humanity restored.
So, with that all said,
Restored.
Yeah,
let's
restored.
go into our sponsor, us, because
Yeah,
only
pretty much.
professionals sponsor themselves.
Surfshark?
We have a website, and we do write articles now. That's what you should do, Sing. You should write articles. That's the way to go.
I'm not writing political articles neither.
I mean, just write about comics. Inform us.
You're right. I already got a niche. I was reviewing games. The
On the
safe.
articles?
Yeah.
Just write
So
an
lame.
article and let us know when we're gonna take down the proletariat. That's all.
I write nothing but opinion pieces because honestly, I care less about reporting on the information like 100 other people with better page rank and Google presence is going to already cover, and just kind of give my spin on what is happening. So if you go and see any articles by me, the last couple that I wrote was this really well SEO ranked freaking Splatoon one, but I didn't have much really to say except for my praise of the game without getting too into it. And Pokemon, which again, it's like I won't go too deep into it. I won't get political, but I will just kind of admit like what's going on just enough. That way, I'm not basically encouraging you to go down the rabbit hole. But if you do like articles that are more informative, Syncweaver does reviews, and our guy Blackie Chan, he pretty much does the informative stuff, and sometimes they can be pretty short. So look out for our articles. If you want a little bit something more spunky, look for the Aeon Anima. But other than that, we also have merch. I don't
I
know
was about to
why.
say, if you want to support the website specifically, I think that's what the t-shirts pay for is to keep the website up.
Yeah,
You can get like the Ep14 like t-shirt, and then you can get Syncweaver's old logo with the Dark
Yeah.
Knight, the OG.
The OG, the old logo.
But leave a comment. Let us know if you like the articles. Let us know what other articles you'd like to see.
Okay, but can you guys get partnership with Sony so that I can get an apartment 814 hoodie for Spider-Man?
We'll have to see about that. We'll have to talk
No,
to Sony
We,
on that.
we are all
So-
pretty much Spider-Man fans,
So I actually know. So fun fact, I actually know a couple Blender artists that could probably do that for you.
Do it. Do it.
I'd have to get in contact with them.
Excuse me, sorry. I wanted to mute, but I couldn't in time. Yeah, be sure to buy our t-shirts so you can support our commission money so we can get better t-shirts. There you go.
There you go.
So that they can, they can pay a digital artist to design the merch.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And aside from that, you guys have any closing statements? I don't know if we had any other topics, but it is late.
Peanuts.
Thank you, Calcor and Last Order, for coming on by once again. We do appreciate you coming on to the podcast. Hope to see more of you. It was a good talks. It was good talks.
I mean, am I gonna go sleep in the broom closet again, or?
No, you have an actual room made of cardboard this time.
Yes. Score.
Got your PlayStation 5 in there with your mini TV and your Spider-Man.
It's arriving tomorrow.
And your bowl full of gummy bears. You'll be fine.
Yay.
Hopefully not the sugar-free kind. You
Yeah.
if you know, you know.
I want my diabetes. Thank you. Please.
I wonder if
As
they
do
have-
I.
They have vegan gummy bears.
They do.
You know what they do? They do. I'm not even
course they do.
kidding.
Yeah, they
Of
do.
course, yeah, they do.
I don't feel like that'd be hard to do.
What, vegan?
Yeah. It would probably be like tapioca. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
in any case, thank you for watching Apartment 814. Thank you for visiting us. We will see you next week on Thursday. You guys have
Get
a
out.
good day.
We hope to see
Or
that
not.
number from 2 to 3, please.
Yes.
Please.
Bring a
Let's,
friend.
let's go for 10.
Let's
Also
get to
get
that
out.
5K subscribers on Sync.
Yeah, all
5K
I hope
5K
all the
subscribers.
I hope all the unsubscribed people will come here and artificially boost this place. You know.
Artificially boost. Hold on, I'll get the bot program going.
Or at least egg Sync to
Don't
do like
talk
a
about
political talk.
I am
Oh, you
not.
want me to talk about my view? But
Why? Question. Why do you want to hear all that anyway?
Oh,
Skeptic.
me? Oh, skip.
Hear what?
Why do you want me to talk about stuff like that anyway?
Oh, it's a nice change of pace.
find
It's very
out
interesting.
next week on Apartment 814.
You'll never know what happens next.
They'll have to come back to find out the exciting conclusion, or they'll have to watch it on YouTube.
Goodbye, everybody.
Same Spidey
Yeah,
time.